Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to wait, what? What?
Huh?
Huh?
What?
No?
Huh?
What?
Hello?
Hello?
Huh?
Huh?
Hello?
Hello?
Huh?
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 What is this? What is this start?
I haven't stuck. Wait, what? Huh?
Welcome to
love-
Games
Oh.
Expedition.
Yes.
No, we are. No, Neb. I am not okay. I am Final Fantasia.
Not this joke. Oh my god. I am not okay. I am Skylar Mayday.
Yes. And
And this he is not okay too. He is Musi Desk.
desk.
Help.
Desk. Musi
Help.
Desk. Yes.
Anyway,
And
welcome,
welcome
back to
to
the stream.
welcome to Games Expedition. Space out.
Space.
Space.
Is that why-
Space.
Is that why you guys go Cause you are spacing out.
Ah, yes, exactly. That was totally planned.
Yeah,
True,
totally,
Totally planned.
totally scripted.
Yeah, totally
no,
scripted.
actually, I cannot throw it in kiosk. Cause purposely what? Huh? Just to turn it off like that.
Turn it off like that. What do
It's
you
all
mean?
about a Kikaku.
Oh no, it's
all-
part of the plan all along.
Wait. It's all according to Hikaku.
Keikaku Zori.
Wait, is this
Need the
not
glass,
working?
need the
Yeah.
glass, my glass.
Oh shit, it's out of battery. No!
What's it? Oh. Ooh, no, you use it too much. Oh, according to Keikaku, I don't know where's my glasses. But it's fine.
Why you? Never mind.
Keikaku
No, that-
means plan. Keikaku means cake. Why you no charge?
Cake.
It's
Hikaku.
it's Keiki.
Keiki. Keiki-gaku
Strawberry.
Dori.
Wait, how do I charge this thing? Where's the thing?
There's a USB, I think type B or type A
Yeah, I can't find it.
on the side.
I'll figure that out later on.
You will figure it out later on. That is also part of the plan, I think,
Yes.
somehow.
Definitely not.
Apparently not. There, you see, there's a USB on the side. Yeah, I remember.
Definitely not.
Not? Why not?
Cause
Let's not go there.
flashback.
Ah,
PTSD.
Yes, but
Molina's joke.
yes. Okay, so
So.
how it's been another month already. That's pretty quick.
April already? Mid-April somehow is like 16, so it's like exactly mid-April. I mean, not exactly, but is it exactly mid-April? Do you consider 16 mid or 15 mid?
16.
It's still mid though.
Early
Matter what.
16. Early 16.
Okay, fine. So we are like halfway after mid. Okay, halfway after mid-April.
April.
So
15, 16
Why are you
morning.
talking about April now?
No,
Is
I'm just
it
like,
hinting somebody's birthday is coming soon, huh?
no. I'm just very curious, but yeah, we are hitting mid-April, and how is fasting month so far for you, Musi?
Actually, it's quite chill.
he's probably used to it right now.
I'm used to it already. I mean, even in working condition, I'm actually quite blessed that I can get back home usually on time to breakfast with my family. Unlike that one day that
One day what
something came up in the line where I have to stay back just to not come back to the next day or like the public holiday or in the weekend.
Eh?
Yeah, apart from that, it's all good.
That is all good. All Gucci.
Yeah, all good. G.
So do you have good food when you were fast? I mean, after you fast. Very sorry.
Wow.
Good food is always like home cooked food, or usually I go out with noodle, so it's fine. I always have my trusty Milo. Sadly, I haven't. Today is not with my families. Like my parents went out for dinner somewhere else, so I couldn't show off my special once a year month long drink.
Huh? But isn't it supposed to be iced lemon tea?
No, it's Milo only for.
No wonder
Ramadan.
you're never getting sponsored by iced lemon tea lah. You don't
No,
drink the iced lemon tea when after you fast.
Ice lemon tea is not the best I would say drink after fasting.
See,
Okay,
see,
it,
Noob
it
has a
makes you more
point.
thirsty.
Then why do you drink
But
I-70?
But you need to show your dedication to get a
Dedication.
sponsorship.
I already drink every day. What do you mean?
I-70 is not the best.
It's not the
Yeah.
You can clip that and send to Poka.
Send the Poka. Don't need
Oh,
Poka already not
no.
sponsoring him already. It's okay.
This is how not to get sponsored, is it?
He's already not getting sponsored, so it's fine. Like, huh? I only being sponsored until I start fasting. Ah, shit.
Oh man.
There goes a sponsorship for the month at least. But how is everyone so
He's
far?
fine.
Like during the, I mean, one third of the year is gone. Have you guys been to up to anything other than changing your lifestyle, finding job?
Oh my god. The lifestyle change. I have so much lifestyle change is just weird, man.
What, seriously?
Yeah.
What changed?
Like
What?
I don't know. Like actually, ever since Chinese New Year, I find myself going out so much more often right now. Like
Ooh.
you know, like before COVID, I always just close myself, in my like at home to like play games,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. But like now, I just keep going out. It's just weird. It's like, huh? Wait, I could never see myself like this back then. Because I really don't see a point going out. But like being trapped at home for like 2 years, right? Now I'm like going out so frequent. It's like I feel like I need that fresh air, you know.
So is that a good thing
Yeah.
or a bad thing?
I guess it's a good thing. Yeah. I mean, like being trapped at home, a lot of people are actually starting to feel out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure about you guys,
That's good.
but a lot of people are already starting to feel out of place. So they actually want to go out more often as well. And for those who don't want to go out, it's also they get a lot of like pent up stress and stuff. Like that's what people are like, lor. You know, it's like
Yeah.
if you get
I mean,
trapped
that's
in the same
true.
place for too long, it just feels very stressful.
Thankfully, the COVID situation is lessened. So you now can go for VTL.
Oh
Like you can go
yeah.
somewhere else, Korea, Thailand.
Anywhere
I can't
that's not
remember anywhere
locally.
else.
You can just go, you
Yeah.
can go somewhere maybe
Finally.
in Asia,
Yeah.
JB, Batam, somewhere nearby, you know.
Oh yeah, the JP. Now a lot of people are going to Johor Bahru in Malaysia just to like eat cheap foods or
Pump petrol
like miss the
until
Malaysian foods.
no, just
Yeah.
pump petrol. Then they get caught for going there before like prior to like 3/4 of the tank. Yada. And yes, we the cars need to be minimum 3/4 tank before you can go Malaysia because they know you're gonna go there to pump your food anyway.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Not wrong.
Definitely.
The Great Musi betrayal.
no.
Oh nah. Yes. Send to Poka.
Can you not?
What about you guys?
Why?
What about
Whatever.
you guys then?
Let's see, I'm getting back to streaming, I guess. A bit. I'm still modifying a bit more stuff before I want to start going live. But other than that, it's like I feel stressful. But let's not talk
Really
about it.
stressful.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
don't like my job, but yeah. Don't talk too much about it. Just don't really like my job. What about you, Moose?
Oh, especially once I get my first paycheck, right? Spending left and right. It feels good.
It's like,
It feels good to have money.
Must rain money.
Yeah. I
Feels
went
good
out
to
with
have.
happy, yeah, that one time. So I'm like calculating, okay, in few more days I will get my pay. So I can go out with FP for that VR trip that one time. And then I can like plan out, okay, I can buy this, I can buy that, I can be it.
Wait, there is a VR trip?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait.
Wait.
I told you what?
When?
Huh?
Huh? When?
No?
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 No, really?
I
Okay.
didn't know about it.
Okay.
Like, huh?
Okay, sure.
Okay, sure.
Or
Alright.
the other one or that one? Oh, I thought it was the other one. No, never mind.
Nani?
Okay, I am out of clue, but yeah, we did go for zero latency.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that
went to
one
I
zero
didn't
think
know.
latency.
yeah.
Oh my god, like for VR gaming, right? Hell, man, it's like if it feels like you're in like in another world.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it feels a bit odd at certain places. Like, okay, there was actually this area where we're supposed to walk up a ramp, and then in my mind, I'm thinking, this is a flat room. How am I supposed to walk up a ramp?
Illusion.
It's like in my mind, right? When I'm
Illusion.
walking, my body feels like I need to walk up a ramp, but then the floor is flat, so I end up taking baby steps.
Like, imagine, right? They have high production VR services, right? Where they know you're gonna walk out a ramp, right? They actually insert physical ramp without you knowing. Then suddenly you just walk, and they're actually walking on a ramp. Like, wow, that's so realistic! Wow, what a interesting VR experience. And
What is it?
then you take off your glasses.
If
Wait,
I,
what?
It's a
if
4D
I'm not,
VR experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, there is a clip or something like there was a VR game or a moment where they put a cat at one of the long plank, and then they ask the player to get the kitten in the VR, and they walk on the plank or something like that. I think it's quite a while
Oh,
ago. I might be wrong, but
yeah, no.
it's actually a nice experience to see. You're slowly going through it, and you can feel that your feet is just like not there,
Where am I?
having the
Wait.
placement.
Where's my plank? Where's my leg? Wait a minute. This is not floor.
Yeah,
It's not floor. Oh shit!
It's still a bit dangerous though, even if it's a low
true.
plank.
Because they have totally no vision.
Yep.
Yeah,
10 no vision.
but it has the how you say safety mats around, so it's okay, I guess.
Fair. Eh.
For, unless something else, I'm not very sure about it. But the VR is only good if the equipment is working. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Like one of the guns wasn't working at that point of time,
Yeah.
and and then it and then it's just weird.
I don't know
Cause
about you guys,
mhm.
but like when you spin, when the VR, if the tracking is good, right? When you spin around fast, right, it will track you properly, right? For me, right, when I spin right, like if you let's say we were playing a zombie game, let's for reference, we were playing a zombie game. We are a squad of 5. We split 2-3. I was with Devil Angel. I was we so Devil is beside me or behind me. I'm covering his 6. He's covering my 6. But there was a zombie on my right. I had to turn and quickly shoot the enemy, but my headset just went haywire, and then I just like disorientated. Just like okay, I don't know how my gun's gonna work on this because I can't see how the guns works. So I'm
Oh
just
no.
like I'm looking straight, but my guns is pointing to that direction. When my gun is right there, so I have to like orientate the gun just to shoot to that direction.
Oh no.
So yeah.
That sounds interesting. Is the headset like not wireless? Is there like a cable on top or something?
It's wireless.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
my best.
It's okay. You actually asked to wear a backpack, and inside that backpack is an Alienware laptop.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah. We're
and
dropping
then
a lot of brands.
it's connecting to your headset. The only thing wireless I think is the gun, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the gun is wireless.
That sounds very wired. Somehow.
No, it's wireless.
All
You have
wireless.
to
It's
pick up the gun, and then the gun will be paired to your avatar.
Oh, interesting,
Mhm.
interesting. That sounds like propagation already, as what Zenoob said.
Yeah, but
Gation.
mine is actually pretty okay. My set. So it's like I'm actually doing a lot of quick shots. Like I've been turning around a lot. For
Ah.
my team it's BC and Mikaki and myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like uh for us we didn't really do we didn't stand back to back. We actually divide and conquer.
Oh?
Yes, we so it's like we see where's the zombie spawn points, and then we just camp the spawn points. Yeah, so and there are places where like the hordes come from one direction, right? Then it's like
Mhm.
BC and Mikaki will be standing there, covering fire. Then I'm always at the front for some reason. Then I'll go
Front
pick up the
guy.
special weapons. I'll go pick up the special weapons to shoot.
Ah,
Yeah,
that sounds nice.
it's pretty fun. The grenade launcher is so satisfying.
Grenade
I don't pick
launcher.
up the grenade launcher. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Interesting. I know why is he called FP because he's the front person.
Wow.
See? Front person
Nice
FP. Aha. And no, I don't
That
have
is so
Ayaka.
bad. That is so bad.
Hey, this
No
is a
words.
pun. Still pun.
No words.
It's okay, it's still a pun. But it's VR open world though.
It can be.
It's an alternate world.
Alternate.
think it-
Hmm.
I think it can kind of be open world,
What about
but
alternate open world?
but it cannot be. But as of now, full immersion VR, like the one that we actually went at zero latency, right? I don't think it's possible for open world.
Oh.
Yeah, but if you want to do open
Hmm.
world, maybe it's like either by a controller or that thing that you walk on, the VR
Think-
treadmill thing.
Technically, not wrong. It's you can't say that because there's Skyrim VR as well, though.
Yeah,
True.
but you need controller for that. Imagine playing Skyrim in that room.
Oh,
You're gonna hit a wall.
true.
Fair.
Makes
Mhm.
sense. The true VR.
Like it says, there's Zenith on Steam store page as well, which is also a MMO VR. I mean VR MMO.
Yeah, Zenith is.
Yeah,
He is a MMO.
It's possible. It's just harder to do it, I guess.
I think you now define your kind of open world. As in, we want to define your how you want to explain for your open world. Like,
Okay. Yeah, I think this should be the right track. So it's like what are the different kind of open world that you know about? What are the different kinds of open world available at the moment?
I know for
Hmm.
one there is like, let's say RuneScape per se, right? There's two different. I feel like there's two different open worlds per se. One is the free to play open world, and one is the subscribers open world.
Free to play open world and subscribers
Like
open
they,
world.
the world is big enough, but they seal off certain borders of the map because you are not a subscriber to the. I mean, old RuneScape lah. I'm not sure about now, but the old RuneScape, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of RuneScape.
since you mentioned this, there's a divide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Then what about instance? Isn't this like
Instance.
instance over open world?
Instance
It
is not
reminds me of
open world,
Ragnarok.
right?
All
Cause you
Thankfully-
think about it, yeah. Cause you think about it. We will just use RuneScape as an example.
Okay.
When you start, you are in this. I forgot what town is that. But
I don't know.
after that, when you move on to other areas of the world, right? You reach a
Mhm.
loading screen. You
Okay.
usually, yeah. So it's like they will unrender this part of the world, and they render in another part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
This is also, so it's like in a sense, you can also call this like instance, right? Instance open world. Yeah.
I mean, if you put it that way, it is an instance or like any loading is like not really a true open world. I think the true open world is there's no loading screen at all, just like facing real life, right?
Yeah, but remember at the older times when people mention open world, this is the norm for open world.
True.
RuneScape. Then after that we have Ragnarok.
Uh-huh.
All of them use the same formula, which is you have this segment of the map, and then you move to another segment of the map. In the sense while there's loading screen, but you're free to go wherever you want. That is like one kind of open world that is
Based on last time.
yeah that is usually the format that is done.
Mm.
Then which afterwards right now, right, they're starting to create even better version of open world, which is those that you don't see your loading screen at all. So it's like the rendering and unrendering is real time.
Oh wait, so that
Yeah.
means okay, yeah, I get what you mean. It's like whenever you don't see when you don't see the object or something, it will just de-render, right?
Yes. So there was actually a few flaws when it comes to this kind of rendering as well, ma. So it's like
Mm.
let's go to games that are not open world first. I mean, if I don't talk about rendering, the best example I could actually tell is at one point of time, Counter Strike Global Offensive.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
In order to prevent cheaters, they unrender everything that's out of line of sight.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Yeah, in
Right.
order to prevent cheating, they unrender all the enemies behind that is outside, even behind the wall. So
Oh,
which cause, I mean, for them they actually cause another issue, which is that those people with a better latency or
can see, right?
and a better refresh rate will see the enemy first. Yeah, so it creates this very very big issue. But
Ah.
in a sense, whatever they did, they unrender and render based on line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also a real time rendering, ma. So if you
Okay.
talk about some other games like maybe I I I forgot which game, but certain other FPS as well. When you're facing like let's say this direction in front of you, everything outside and behind you you won't see. You will not see anything. And
Hmm.
it's proven to be broken when people maximize the FOV.
FOV, yes.
Yeah, because by right your character is supposed to see until like probably here, right? And then because of the FOV, you can see beyond that. So it's like the monsters doesn't appear until they reach a certain part of your screen.
Actually, actually, that's why you have like widescreen monitors. It's actually a very big advantage for certain games.
Yes.
Definitely.
It's like,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, one example is Power of Exile, right? If you can see a monster right on the right side, very far, and if you have an ultra wide monitor, but if you have a small monitor with a restricted resolution, right, you just can see if it's coming closer, and you just like usually it will just instant shot you if it's in
Yeah.
range. But if you can see, right, you can like okay, let's avoid that monster or something like that.
Yes.
Fair
But
enough.
mm, by the way, this system is also like, used in a lot of games right now, especially open world games. Even if you say Skyrim, right?
Skyrim, yeah.
So as you move along the map, things that are certain distance away from you,
We are getting rendered.
they get unrendered, so your computer do not get overloaded.
So it's like
Yeah,
you are rendering
interesting.
wherever that you're supposed to go, where you're walking towards, right? They will unrender the rest so that your processing power goes in front instead of like using more and more loaded resources.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The most obvious example is Minecraft. Minecraft is definitely an open world game. And if you're able to if you are able to like okay, let's say if you go to creative mode or spectator mode
Mm-hmm.
and you start flying upwards, you'll see suddenly that everything just shrink because whatever rendered is just within a dome around yourself. Sorry, not dome, a sphere around yourself.
Oh yeah. It's
Uh
also set by your settings, right? The parameters.
server settings usually, or
Mm-hmm.
if you're playing single player in your normal setting.
Uh, because if I'm not wrong, it's also based on your like client settings as well. Like you can see how many view render blocks or something like that, right?
Client setting would be for a single player, but if you're on a server, the settings are based on the server.
Oh no. Imagine you
Yeah.
have a laggy computer and just like, no,
Yeah,
No!
that
my
is the
frames.
IP frames, you don't belong here.
but yeah lah. Then so whatever is unrendered is kind of like left in a stasis,
Mm-hmm.
which is why like maybe we go back to Minecraft. If you go too far away, somehow things will just not
Disappear.
continue. Not they okay like you go away from a place and when you come back, you'll be in the same state as before.
Example farms, your mob farms, for example. You AFK at
Mob
a certain
farm.
spot, right? They will just keep spawning and all, right? But if you exit from that chunk, then they don't spawn anymore.
Yes.
Oh, what about breeding? Like, if you like, let's say if you that chunk, right? Let's say you talk about Minecraft, right? If you set these two animals to be breedable, this you will set them up, feed them food, and then you walk away. Then when you come back, you see some small child,
Yes.
but you don't see it rendered, right? Because you walk out of that chunk.
I mean,
Uh,
the moment you set them to be breedable, they will breed within the next few seconds.
They're
Oh,
instantly
okay.
bred, ma.
So the baby cow will definitely come out.
Oh,
you
whoops.
But you could technically go to another end of the map, unrender that chunk, stay there for maybe a month, and you come back here, that child will still be a child.
Cause it's
Okay,
not,
okay.
you know, because it's not grown up yet per se.
Yes, they are saving the processing power. They will only process anything within the chunk that you're on. But of course, in a different sense, let's say if you're playing an open world MMORPG,
Mm-hmm.
everything that's updated based on the server, but on your client side, you will only see within that rendered distance from your character.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes super sense.
Right. So
How open world is it though?
sorry.
But how open
Yeah.
world? So does it mean that if you render everything is considered open world, or if you don't render everything, is still considered open world?
The thing is that games itself should never render everything in one go, because no computer is able to handle that much processing power at one go.
True.
Unless,
Be insane
unless
though.
unless you're using NASA's PC, I don't know.
NASA PC.
You could probably
Impossible.
download like 100 GTA 5 in one go under 10 seconds. I don't know.
But let's go back to the topic just now, right? When we are saying like what kind of topic, I mean what kind of open worlds they are, right? I mean generally RuneScape loads by, and you let's say enter another area, you will just say loading, then you will just unload the previous chunk and just load back your new chunk, the current area per se. That's why they zone out certain map areas. Like okay, once you step into this particular area or this particular like wall border, you unload the previous chunk and load the new chunk out. So you won't like.
Yes, that is how it works. It's basically sectorizing the map itself into different chunks. Yeah. So that's also like how they do the subscriber world as well for RuneScape. So it's like beyond this border, right, is only for paid players. So when the free player goes there, it will refuse to load the chunk and tell you, hey, this place is for people with money only.
No money, no entry. Boom.
But you have to be inside a member world, right? They separate the non-member world and the member world, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
if
true.
you have to go, and if you want to use the member area, you have to go to member world or not? Because I haven't
Initially, yes. I'm not sure about
RuneScape.
now, but initially, yes.
Pay gating.
You spend money for more content. Hey, that was the most. That was easily like the subscribe for more content kind of thing.
Yeah, but isn't that the same with expansion packs? If I'll say that.
True. No, expansion packs is a bit different, no? You are paying the expansion pack on top of your subscription, no?
Yes, but it's still expansion pack, right? It's an additional purchase for you to access the
More content.
new world. Yeah, the newly created world.
Newly
Without the
created
expansion pack, you
world.
cannot enter.
Fair enough.
I mean that's one way they can do it lah. If not,
How
yeah,
else,
actually,
right?
that's the only way. Yeah.
I
For
mean,
example, like FF, if you do not pay for the newer expansions, your quest will be locked at a certain point, and because you are unable to access the quest, you're unable to access that world and the new world.
yeah.
enough.
Which is actually how they make money.
I mean, they have to make money somewhere, right? If not, it's like, here's our base game. That's all. And that's all, folks. We are gonna release next game like maybe 2 years later. You please buy our base game. Thank you. Yes? No?
True.
I mean, that's the only way you can continue from your base game, right? To like new content, whereas it's not a separate game by itself. So. Yeah, you first. No, I gotta news first, yeah.
No, I'm going to move on already.
Same, I also want to move on also.
Have everyone paid for better on yet?
I never tried better on.
I'm so curious now. What is the premium better on? What do you do with the premium better on? Do you?
New armor, new quest.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More
yeah.
armor, more quest.
Okay, it is.
You're like they have paid armors, right?
Yeah, I know, but they gated like, oh, you if you want to fight this monster, you have to get better with stuff and everything. Then you have to pay more
Yeah lah.
to.
Pay to win technically.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
Was
Yeah,
mostly your audio a bit off.
Oh, really?
So
Really?
so with what we just talked about, right? Like pay walling certain contents. Which
Mhm.
actually bring us back to something quite interesting that happened recently.
Oh,
So there's a game right now that is released in its full entirety, and it's an open world game.
I wonder what game is it? Is it Tiny Tina Wonderlands?
And what?
That's actually one of it.
Oh really?
Wait,
Wait,
what?
I haven't got it.
No, okay. Okay, the thing is, right, nowadays, because a lot of games that's released, right, it all go by the same model. Loot boxes. That's the most hated and yet the one that rake in the most revenue.
Oh,
Loot boxes.
yeah.
Expansion packs. DLCs.
Chelsea.
Oh no, that sounds like Pokemon already.
There's like so it just seems like for the past few years, right, all the games that release has been like is all with the intention of trying to earn money after the purchasing of the game. So it's like they sell you the game, right, for a hefty price, and then followed by that, then they within 1 or 2 months, they release something else and make you want to buy it.
Something else.
Yes, so it's like your DLCs and stuff. It just happens so quickly, you know. It's like every single moment, even after purchasing the game at such a high price, right, they just want you to pay more and pay more. And because of that, right, if you think back at certain games that you play, then you'll be like, how much money did I actually spend on this game? Maybe your original intent was to maybe spend 30, 50, right? But at the end of it, when you think back, it's like, hey, I've already spent 100 plus on this game.
It reminds me of Genshin for me.
I mean, at least they're not paying for it, ma.
Look, at least in a sense, like Genshin is free to play.
Yeah.
And then it's not like they, in a sense, they are not really locking the content. They're locking the
Characters and items.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, characters and items behind a
Paywall.
And in a sense, you also cannot say they're locking behind the paywall because they actually let you earn their primo gems really easily.
That's true.
Okay,
That's true.
They are giving it out very, very consistently as well. So you couldn't really say that.
That's not even a paywall. Just behind another currency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then after that, then we have games like wait, shit. I forget what was it.
Marvel, I know one of the games, Marvel Future Fight, all these. Like certain games, if you don't spend cash, you definitely cannot. No way you can access to the character or the content. You will die have to buy.
Yes, they'll just lock you behind, lock that access away from you entirely.
Really?
Then
what?
Yeah.
What game is that then?
What game is?
I would say Borderlands 2 DLCs are kind of like that.
Borderlands 2 DLC in a sense, yes and no. Okay,
No?
I know. Borderlands DLC, I think it's a yes. But if you are to talk about Vermintide, that one might be a no.
I mean, Thai.
Yeah,
Why Vermintide though?
because Vermintide is DLC, right? Only one person is required to have the DLC.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
But if you're talking about maybe Borderlands, everyone need the DLC
Fair.
in order to play together for the new content. So it's like I mean it's just a more or less of two evils, but still
Mm.
but we in a sense I don't know. Personally I feel I can't really penalize too much on Borderlands because those DLC that they release are not related to like the main story. It's like side stuff.
Side story, yeah.
So yeah lah. So it's like the is but I remember something back then that they had this kind of bullshit model, but
Paywall.
without this kind of paywall, but I couldn't really think of it right now. But anyway, that aside, I believe you guys probably have some experience with this kind of games lah, where they just lock content away from you.
Personally, I don't remember as much because usually I play single player games that is like
Destiny.
not really DLC lock. I mean the only one that I can tell give a lot of DLC is just Sims. The Sims has a lot of expansion pack.
No,
You have
no,
to buy
but the
to
thing
get.
is, the game is playable with without the DLCs. Like you already freely access to all content. It's just that
Oh,
you
okay.
can't build more with more furnitures or certain specific furnitures.
Okay, I remember what I want to. I remember one of the game that I could mention for this.
What?
It's Deep Rock Galactic.
Oh wait, what? Really?
Oh.
Deep Rock Galactic by itself is, in a sense, a full game,
Shit.
right? But
Mm-hmm.
they released DLCs, which would change the game entirely. So like there are certain like okay, so in the game in the lobby you can actually buy a drink, and then the drink will give you a buff, right? So
Okay.
you're supposed to unlock these drinks through your missions. You collect certain items and then you unlock the drink. But if you buy the DLC, right, they will unlock the most overpowered drink ever that you can easily obtain. And that actually totally upsets the balance of the game.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's like it changes the game entirely and you have no access to this just because you did not buy the DLC.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that makes super sense now. With the example.
That sucks though.
I mean the game is fun and all. I totally feel that the game is fun, but this kind of thing it just feels a bit wrong, right? Because imagine a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people playing together, right? I mean, depending on different groups of people, it just happened that one person have this DLC, and then it just made the toughest mission so easy.
Ruin the experience.
In a sense, like either you can say as ruining the balance or helping to clear things
Easier.
Yeah, but
easy mode, right?
This kind of balance shouldn't happen, right? This kind of imbalance.
It's not even balanced anymore at that point in time. It's just pay to win.
Yeah. So it's like if you are to talk about certain games, like we go back to Genshin, like maybe if you pay, you progress a lot faster. Maybe you have stronger characters so they can clear the content faster. But if you are to play free to play, the contents are not say unclearable with your free loadout. It's just it take a longer period of time to reach there.
Yeah.
People are paying to shorten the time spent. I mean, that's one way to put to see it lah.
That's very true.
Fair.
So so now that we see these different examples, right? So what is this game that we were talking about earlier? I think you guys should know, right? Like it's like the biggest game that has been talked about and streamed right now.
Biggest game.
I wonder what kind of game are we talking about? I wonder, does it involve something that's like a ring round and can be won?
Lord of the Rings. Wait, what?
Wait,
I know it's something to do with fingers,
it's not
right?
it's not
Yes.
Square Enix.
It's called. The game is called.
Called
God.
yeah.
I can't make the joke. I can't.
Ah,
Elden Ring. Yeah. The game is Elden Ring.
damn it's Elden Ring.
Yes. Elden Ring. Ac- according to players and game critics and various articles, right?
Mhm.
Elden Ring is the first game in a very very long time that is released entirely like as a full package with zero microtransactions and DLC. You
Wait.
you yeah.
Yeah, if you like have to take a moment and think like what game so far has not came out with a like microtransaction, like all the big company had like Square Enix,
Microtransaction.
EA, yeah, Xbox game all have microtransaction, right?
Yes.
At least
And now suddenly we have a game that costs that you pay the full price for it and you never need to bother about paying ever again.
that's actually an interesting take.
Hmm.
This was the payment model back then, before microtransactions were a thing. They actually brought it back in the age of microtransaction.
Finally, you have a full game, full content.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
so
Yeah.
yeah, but
But you like, let's
But
say
as
you were saying like this is open world, right? But don't usually like, let's say Souls like we talk about the previous titles, right? It's just being Souls like, correct? It's made by From Software, it's a Souls game, correct? But
it,
the previously where we all started playing Souls games, right? We all know that Souls games you can't access to certain places without clearing certain content or like fight certain boss. So is that considered open world as well? How open world is Elden Ring then in that sense?
Elden Ring is so open world that you can skip any content you want.
Wait, what?
You just don't get the item, but you can still fight the other bosses.
Wait,
yeah.
what?
I
Yes.
mean, yeah, Elden Ring is so open world you can beat the game in 7 minutes.
Oh my god, the speed running. My god, it has been like
Nah, I'm
every
just
few days.
joking.
Every few days, you can see a tweet. Oh, someone has broken a new record. So 6 minutes now. I mean, the fastest is like 7 minutes plus lah. So you're not wrong on
I
that.
think so, yeah.
No, to be fair, the 7 minute speed run they actually made use of a glitch, but we will not talk
Yeah.
about it.
I mean, if it's any percent, but yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, right, I want to talk about, okay, this is a sidetrack, right? For some reason, right, there is a running joke on Twitter. I know Twitter is not the best place to read because my eyes bleed reading Twitter on games. They always make fun of, oh, this is not the true way to play games. The true way to speedrun is not to use any glitches or any kinds of form of like not intended way, something like that.
What?
It's like, yeah, it's like gatekeeping speedrunning for using like bugs or glitches just to progress the game faster.
Gatekeeping on
Yeah.
speed runs when they clearly have different percentages for or different genres of the speed runs in the first place, no?
I mean, there is a. If you are talking about glitchless speedrun, it exists.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because they have different categories of it. They have any percentage. They have glitchless. If they really want to talk about not breaking the game, they should just watch glitchless speedrun.
Yeah,
all these
exactly.
rules have already been
Yeah.
considered. The
It-
speedrunning community have been there for so long already. They already foresaw all these things, and rules are already set for different category. So there's really no
Mhm.
point in gatekeeping them.
That's why
Because it's
I'm
already
so
there.
confused.
Nothing to
Like,
do.
huh?
Yeah.
But I think the problem with this is because the mainstream people, like Elden Ring is a big name that mainstream people don't even know about speedruns until like articles came out and like caught their eye because it's Elden Ring. Then
Yeah.
they just make a hoo-ha about it.
Mm-hmm. That's just what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a bit of sidetrack, sorry. Get back to the
Open world.
yeah.
But yes,
Oh,
if you're to talk about the old Dark Souls game and Elden Ring, right? The old Dark Souls game could be considered an instance rather than open world.
How so?
In a
also,
sense, because I think if I remember right, for Dark Souls, right, you are progressing based on a set path, right? So
Mhm.
you have
yes,
to
one
go
dimension.
yeah, you have to go from point A to point B to point C to point D. But as for
Fair.
Elden Ring, you are free to go any directions, get your ass kicked by any boss, and then decide to just abandon this fight and go somewhere else. That is open world.
That is very
Yeah,
open
that's the
world.
true. Yeah, that's
For
like
yeah,
I think one example would be very nice at the beginning of Elden Ring, right? If you guys don't think it's a spoiler, right, at the start. I think you spend hours trying to beat the boss. You know what I'm talking about, right? Effie?
yes, I spent 8 hours there and I died 200 times.
Well, time to
And,
try beat episode as caught. Die 300 times.
at a very beginning spot, and
Mhm.
this the reason why Epi spent 8 hours is actually from software way to tell you you have to try something else.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, so basically, there's a very, very powerful boss that you're not supposedly not meant to kill at the start of the game. Me being a very stubborn person, I just went on with it for 8 hours. And yeah, but their boss was intentionally placed there to tell the players like, yes, it's okay to come back later. Stop forcing yourself. Yeah.
But you did
Fair.
not.
Hey, that is the boss is so common. I mean, Dark Souls 1 was very unforgiving in my opinion.
No, it's technically not. It's not a tutorial boss. It's right after tutorial.
Yeah, it's right after tutorial.
Hmm.
Then,
Yeah, it's the moment you step out of the tutorial room, they put the boss right in front of your face.
ah, shit.
Actually, actually, right. Okay, maybe it's spoiler, right? But at the start of the game, right, you're
Mm,
facing a boss that is so impossible to
It's
kill.
not. It's not impossible. I
No,
downed
no,
it to
no, no.
20%, 25%.
The first 10 minutes, not even outside that place, the one that we were talking
Or the
about.
tutorial room.
Yeah, the tutorial room.
Oh, I found it pretty easy.
Wait, did you manage to kill it?
Oh wait, you're
No,
talking about
I'm
which one?
talking about an earlier age.
Dark Souls 1.
Before.
Oh, Dark Souls, Dark Souls.
No,
It,
I'm talking about other ring.
Elden Ring?
There is a boss where it's so difficult to kill because you have nothing.
is it in the
No,
tutorial
no
room?
plus, no anything. Yeah.
Oh, right. That one. I mean, technically, you're not supposed to kill it because you are new to the game, unless you're like some
Yeah.
really, really old
Th-
veteran. Somebody actually tried to kill it, and
Really?
yeah, they managed to kill it, but sadly, there's no difference in the story.
I see, I
Yeah,
see.
That sounds exactly like Dark Souls
Edge.
1, no?
no, Dark Souls one, the first boss, right? If you kill it, I think there's, there's a difference.
Oh.
Oh, I think so lah.
But it's still really like tough to actually beat that boss, you know. Like you cannot just like cheese. You can get cheese, but it takes very long time, you know. Like, and it's not getting easier if you didn't manage to do the jump attack either way. In my opinion, lah. Which
Yeah,
is
it's
you're so limited. You can't really skip the next place. You cannot exit the place until you fight the damn boss. Like, this is just the first boss of the game. Oh, damn it! God damn it!
I know.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah. How do you say this?
Uh-huh.
I mean, cheesing is a way to play game. You can't deny that.
Fair,
I
fair.
mean, I believe there's this saying. Okay, the Elden Ring community, or rather the Dark Souls community.
Mm-hmm.
From what I remembered, there was somebody who actually said if there's no such thing as an underhanded win in this kind of game. If it's a win, it's a win.
True.
Yeah.
If the boss dies and you didn't use any form of cheat or whatsoever, does it matter if you cheese it or not? The boss still dies. You still get the end of the end of the the goal by killing the boss.
Actually, right, okay. I want to break sideways, right? Okay, so I mean, if you're talking about single player games, right? If you do this way, right, you won't feel really that bad, right? What if it's a multiplayer game, a PvP? They do this kind of cheese way. Will you feel angry or like want to be like how you say restrict this kind of like how you say condone this kind of behavior or like method?
I'm actually okay
Okay.
with it.
Cheesing in PvP can be very frustrating. But I mean, like maybe for standard matches, like normal matches, it is definitely used all the time. One
Yeah.
example I can say it's like there was this game that I played back then, SD Gundam Online.
Oh,
So one of the problem that people
Wow.
have is because of the lock-on animation from your melee attacks, right? It actually slows down your strikes. But if you can
Oh.
do a melee attack without a lock-on, the strike will be instant. So what people do is
What?
that, right, whenever they get close enough for a melee strike, right, they will not just click. They will swing their mouse 90 degree, click and swing back 90 degree, so that the strike will be instant instead of like being stuck in an animation of like dashing towards the enemy.
what?
Oh, so it's a way. Okay.
Yeah, so I
Wait.
mean, in a sense, if you want to talk about being like legit, right, this in a way is an exploit.
Oh wait, and that reminds me of another game, Guns and the Butterfly Method, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The butterfly is not meant to be in the game. It was an exploit that was discovered, and then everyone started using it.
but it was really kind of considered
Yeah.
as cheesing then if people all spam that particular pattern to get tagged.
I mean there are different ways to look at it, because
Yeah.
in a PvP game when things like this happen, right, people can take it two ways. One is that is cheese, is just cheesing. In another perspective, people can also treat it as a skill. For the
Yeah.
butterfly, it's actually a very very tricky move. So
It's
in a way
skill-based.
they decide to consider it a skill. For SD Gundam Online, the thing is also considered
Skill?
a
A skill,
skill
right?
cap as well.
Yeah.
But when you come to things, but if you go, if then we go back to another game, Dragon Nest, right?
Okay, Triggernes.
Okay, as a Guardian player, and something that really a little bit of my pet peeve is because of this thing called the soft ban. In
Wait.
PvP, they like to play soft ban rules.
Why
Okay.
is
What's a soft
why is Guardian in Dragoness for people who doesn't play Dragoness aka me.
I assume it's a rank or PvP rank of sorts.
No, it's a class.
Oh, okay.
Okay, a class. Oh, it's like a
it-
melee
it's
class,
a
right?
it's a branch from Paladin,
Oh,
where you are
Okay.
where you are actually defense focused.
okay.
Defense focus,
So
okay. Thanks.
so your job, right? Okay, so the class is actually built a lot based on counters and blocking.
Mm-hmm.
So so people like to play soft ban rules, and the why I say it's my pet peeve as well, because as a Guardian player, right, there's one thing they do not allow, which is shield. My guarding is actually apparently banned.
What?
And
Why?
I'm a Guardian player.
Why is Guardian
That is
banned for
my
a Guardian player?
That is my kit. I'm not allowed to block.
Eh?
And meanwhile, there are classes like Acrobat, which has tons of iframe, impossible to hit because they are like just zooping everywhere. They can just come in, hit you, and then the next second they are like a mile away from you.
Bye.
And I'm no gap closer. I can't block. And this is the rule they want to go with. So that's actually what kind of like.
But can't there be another set of rules for a certain class that you can't do anything about it, you know, like for your guardian. Oh.
Yeah,
It's- yeah.
there's if they want to play soft ban rules, there's nothing I can do about it because I'm not allowed to use those buttons.
That's kind
Wait.
of bull. But,
So is like imposed rule like the game says you can't do it, or is the
Player-based.
customization setting
No, it's a
player
community.
based?
I think it's player.
It's
one, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you don't actually see Guardian players at all because it's impossible to play Guardian in PvP, and the committee just still decided that nope, blocking is not allowed.
What?
Broken.
That's kind of bull, but okay, understandable.
And for what draft picks say, right? Wait, especially prohibited as exploit, you'll just be considered skill cap. Oh wait, no. Then
Mechanics.
whatever you say is based on can be applied for like guns and stuff.
Yeah.
But the problem with Dragon S PvP is that I believe there are soft ban in place as well. Yeah, when you go to
Then
if you actually go to play PvP, right, there are soft ban in place as well. And also they know that at a certain level, cap PvP is more interesting, so they actually locked it to a certain level.
okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like
So,
Pokemon also
yeah.
to some extent. I mean, if you're talking about like tournaments and level, like you know, Battle Tower they kept like level 50, level 100, that kind.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So that's a very good explanation
Yeah.
as well.
But okay, so we're a bit sidetracked again. So yeah, but Dark Souls, I think there's no such thing as like two cheese. If you can figure out a way to beat it, you beat it. Yeah.
That's true.
Mm.
Unless TO.
TOs.
TOs. Why is TOs?
What's
TOs?
TOs?
On any organization.
No, TOS, terms of service.
God dang it.
But I mean, fair
so-
enough.
I mean, the community plays a big part as well, lah. Even Dark Souls PvP, right? There are certain rules in place as well.
Real spikes and rolls, spikes and
It's
rolls.
like the
No.
unspoken rules. You have to
Yeah,
bow
yeah.
before you attack or something like that.
Bowing is courtesy. It's also to know who you're going to fight with. Usually they want to do one-on-one. They call it honor duels.
Honor
So
duels.
Yeah, so they say by right in a duel you're not supposed to use potions.
okay, fair enough.
Okay, then
Oh,
the
there was
host,
an argument as well
Yeah.
on Twitter.
the host have their own duty as well, which is as a host, right, if you have a few defenders with you. So the defenders can 1v1 the invader, but if they use potion, right, it is your job to kick out the one who used the potion.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah. But same thing for the invader. So if you got invaded, right, and if the invader use a potion, if the invader use a potion, the defender for the host are allowed to join in the fight.
Oh, okay. So so if you use potion, then it instantly becomes 2v1 because you cheat, so they can cheat.
Oh
also,
no,
kind of
all
thing.
V1, all V1,
All
right?
v1.
All
because there
V1.
can be sometimes you can be 4 people, 3 people. No.
Yeah.
If the moment the invader use a potion once, is a free for all. Everyone is allowed to attack. The
Oh
invader.
shit!
Whack.
You deserve it,
Yeah.
bruh.
Which is
Whack.
which is pretty cool, I feel. Like having this kind of system in place.
Okay, like, at least if we know that the community is like, okay, we will find a way to balance it, you know, not like just like one sided. Maybe not the guardian thing lah, but yeah.
It's probably a bit harder for Elden Rings, I guess. I mean, since like there's a lot of brand new players as well. Like, I mean, this kind of thing is also applicable for games like Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter, there are certain unspoken rules as well, lah. Which is
Really?
yeah. So for people who don't know, okay, there are certain kinds, lah. So one of it I heard is that if you cut in a public game,
Okay.
you have to leave the game.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Again?
what?
Again?
If you cut in a public game, you have to leave.
Okay.
Wait, so that means you KO.
You die, you leave lah. Then you leave.
Yeah, if you die,
Really? Leave the hunt?
yeah, because the moment you die, right, everyone's reward got cut. Then in a sense, it's like if you die, it means you're not prepared for the fight.
Okay, that sounds fair. That sounds
Oh.
absolutely fair, actually.
That's the Japanese community, yes. And then there's another one, right, which is of course weapon priority.
Weapon
Which is
priority? What?
yes, blunt weapons should always go for the head. Slashing weapons should always go for the tail.
Oh, okay. But then I
Yeah,
didn't
so-
know.
When Monster Hunter World came out, right, there's a lot of brand new players they don't know about this kind of thing, which is they don't know about weapon
Priority.
weapon priority. So there's a lot of people with a lot of who complain about getting tripped over and stuff. It's because people using long swords attacking the head, which is affecting all the slower blunt weapons, or yeah, or people just hitting the wrong part. Maybe the hammer try to hit the tail, and then your slash weapons all fly.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
But
fair
we just want
enough.
to
Yeah.
whack.
Because
As
by
a
right,
new player, I like to whack. I just like to whack only. Who
because
cares?
by right, because by right, if you don't follow, no, if you follow these rules, right, your fight is very smooth one.
Ah.
Yeah, your monster is gonna get staggered left, right, center, stun, and what the fight is gonna be very, very fast, and nobody interrupts one another.
Fair enough.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So
Okay.
yeah lah, these are a few things lah. We're talking about.
Interesting.
You
I never knew
rules.
even there's unspoken rules for that kind of. I don't expect like Mon Han to have this kind of rules.
Yeah, true. I kind of forgot that it is a multiplayer expert with everyone else in the public because I've been playing it in party setting. Usually we don't we don't open to public. So we
Yeah.
don't have their own like community rules and everything.
Party setting is usually more casual. You can do whatever you want. It should be. But yeah lah. If you get into the game long enough, you'll probably learn about all these things, lor.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, back to the topic. Will you say that like if that's the case, will you say that Borderlands 2 or Borderlands in general is also as open world as Elden Ring?
Borderlands is not as open world because it's also based on what we talked about earlier, which is an instance kind of open world.
Yep. But then it's also gated by content, right? You have to do this content to get to this content, to progress, right? Like, yeah, it's like one directional way. You have to complete this quest just to open up the whole area. That kind of thing. I mean, the true open way is probably the Bethesda games, right? Like Skyrim, Fallout is true open as well with Souls games. That's why we're thinking of, right, for the true open world games.
Yeah, definitely. So it's like games that doesn't really require loading, and you can technically go anywhere you want without getting locked behind stuff.
Now I feel like I should try Elden Ring. I am the only
I
one
mean,
here that out of the three of us that haven't tried Elden Ring yet. To be very fair, also.
I mean, you have our library.
I have Elden Ring. I haven't played
wow.
it yet.
Another game that is not played.
Hey, rude!
Oh,
So rude! Come on, man. I don't have time, but I want to try. I don't want to devil into it.
I mean, you do have the time, just that you want to spend on it.
Yeah.
What? I say that because I know.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. I mean, Mercedes.
Hey, you know what else is open world?
I think Musi's background is open world.
Yeah,
You can see
my-
his background is open.
oh no!
The loading,
Oh no!
they have finished loading. You can see his wardrobe now.
Oh no! He's falling.
Oh, so pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
You know
gone.
what? I'm just tired. I'm just gonna let it be.
Do you see now? Now you can see
Fine.
Musi Des background is open world now. It's opened up.
Yes. Let me just turn myself right here.
Yeah. But you know
I'm
what's
not gonna
open
fix
world?
it.
What?
Star Citizen.
Oh,
Oh,
no. It's fun here. It's fun here. Fun out here. Okay, fine. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Hey, but
Oh.
seriously, that game is literally open world. You don't see a single loading screen, and it's so freaking huge, you know.
That's true, but it takes a lot of graphics though to run it.
That's
Like, I want
because
to
you're
try it as
constantly
well, though.
rendering and unrendering also, you know.
Because I
Really?
mean, okay, the thing is that the game itself requires a very strong graphic card to run.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really optimized as well.
I mean,
But in a sense, if you
True.
imagine lah, maybe if let's just say if they use like cheaper graphics, they and implement all these things together, maybe something that my 1080 can run. Imagine going into Star Citizens like that. You travel from planets to planets, which is like miles and miles away,
Mm-hmm.
without a single loading screen.
This shit feels so good. That's the true
True
FP
open
ideal. Yeah, true open world for ID's perspective.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but the fact is that whatever is inside is bloody expensive lah. So yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I watched Space. I recently watched, not really recently, it's that a while back. I watched Space Citizen video about this cruise ship that like cost one of the most expensive ship ever. It's like a cruise looking kind of ship.
Okay.
It's like very luxury kind of ship. It's very huge. It like cost some few billions credits, in-game credits, and it took him like what half a year or something to get the money for it.
What the shit?
Let me find it on.
Or you can just buy it with real money.
Just dump money into it. Hey, speaking of money, right? So here's a fun story. You know, like when I talk about RuneScape, like you need to pay for subscriptions, right? Don't know how people young players actually get the subscriptions. You send money put money into an envelope and send it to their company. If your
Wait, that's how it
username, you if you don't have a card lah, of course, you can't expect every single RuneScape player to have a card at the point of time, right? So younger players actually, my friends tried it. You know, my friends actually put money in the envelope with the IGN in it. Then they send it. Then like a week later or so, then they were like, okay, you have your membership. And I'm like, wait, this is how you subscribe to RuneScape? Wait, what? That's just something new. Okay.
Wow.
But it's actually doable. I mean, for me, again, it's for people who don't have credit cards lah, you know.
That is
Remind
just
me.
interesting.
You can send real cash. I mean, other than that, I mean, there's also like game companies that allow certain currencies to be sent if you play their game or like know their law. But there's like some people collect bottle caps. Like, hey, I have a lot of bottle caps. Can I change it for an actual game? And like, yeah, sure, you know.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's true story. Like there are a few cases where they actually collected a lot of bottle caps. Then, but that's not like so amazed they actually accepted bottle caps as well, actual game copy.
Okay. I wonder how many boxes are there actually.
I have no idea. I mean, you'll find bottle caps.
I mean, it's kind of nice to hear about game companies like honoring some weird fans requests or something that you don't usually expect a normal person to do.
True.
I guess it's like publicity, I guess.
Fair.
Okay,
Right,
so
Musi audio is back. Oh no. Is my audio weird earlier?
Audio weird. Not sure. I mean, earlier, I'm not sure about earlier, but it sounds fine on my end.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. So I guess okay, let's just go back to topic then. So like okay, so why we mentioned that Elden Ring as a fully developed one-time payment game,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are a few points that we actually picked out before the show that you want to talk about, which is so apparently the game has nearly 100 hours of content for a price of $80.
Mhm.
Well, in Singapore it's around 80 Sing dollars,
Yeah.
which is in a sense it's like very valuable. No, like value for money. Like
Is
how much
the
money do you think it's worth? Like, let's say a game supposed how many the amount of hours of content. How much money do you think is worth per
So
hour?
so basically the value of the game.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. How do you calculate a value of a game for you guys?
The age-old question for every again. I think our I think we got explain like we have mentioned this earlier in our podcast. We discussed this. I'm sure that most of us right might have a different kind of
Value.
no, yeah, different kind of value, but we have a like we can change our opinion. So we might say this that one time that podcast, but we're gonna say another thing this podcast, right? That means we change our perspective
Values.
every time. Yes. So for me, for right now, since I'm working right now, I don't care about the time. I place on experience. I based on the experience to the value. I can pay as much as I want just to get the very nice value. If I don't find the experience very good, I find I got ripped off.
But
Fair.
but
Make sense?
but what if a
Mm-hmm.
game costs like $80?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there but end up when you play the game you realize that it's only 8 hours of gameplay.
I wonder what the game does that sound like.
Maybe the game is polished. Maybe the game is very polished. But
Mm-hmm.
let's say but you spend
How many hours did I
80
have?
bucks for 8 hour gameplay. Would you still consider it worth it?
Yes.
Yes and
If I
no.
enjoy it. If
So
I enjoy it.
you're willing to pay $10 per hour if the game is good.
Yes. It's a movie.
Actually, true. That's a fair point, right?
Hmm.
Like for me, let's be honest, I feel like Borderlands 3 was like a mixed bag. Like I can't say it wasn't worth the price tag, but I can't say it was worth the price tag. Because I really enjoyed the level scaling, you know. Like lower levels join in and they are fighting, they are same up as you, but then the level is scaling is different, so everyone does the same damage. That's incredible. But then the story is just, oh my god, it's so terrible. I wish they have not this story at all. And the character focus was wrong and whatnot, but I feel like it was the game worth it 50-50.
Actually, right, if I had to say about hours of content, right, it also depends on the amount of content that is useful. Like you can talk about the current state of Assassin's Creed. There's a lot of content that is stupidly dry. Right, there's a lot of filler contents, right? That is like not very nice.
No,
Like it's like 100 plus hours game, but technically, if you cut off all the side content, like the filler content, right, you can actually like enjoy it better if you don't waste time doing those side contents that are compulsory or something like that.
I guess
Right?
most of the time when people talk about like how much hour of gameplay the game will provide you, usually is based on the estimation of the main story quest.
True.
I will
Yeah.
beg to differ.
Usually because
Hmm.
Usually, yeah.
whatever after that right is called replayability value.
That's true. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one I agree.
I mean, hard to say because some games requires to your side content to progress a certain amount, then you can continue with the main story or something like that. They purposely put a roadblock unless you clear this kind of content just to progress. Alright, there are some games who does that, to be honest.
True. That's
Yeah.
true. Like what I
Yeah.
enjoyed about, let's say, like Dying Light and Borderlands 2, right, was that their side quest was interesting. They actually like have a story of their own, and sometimes it's not just about the side quest, but like you discover a certain area, like, hey, what's the law of this area? Then maybe a few logs down the road, and like, oh, so that's how the law went around about, like, oh, that's so interesting. Like the law didn't even need to come from a quest; it came from just exploring, and that's the fun part about like games like that. Instead of like everything is just chucked into like main story, and your side content is just it's a repeatable stuff over and over again, different map.
Hmm.
Like the
Okay.
code test.
Yeah.
What? I actually don't
Skyrim
know
is
about it.
always
Like
unbeatable in that
the
sense.
give up all time.
Yeah, but hidden lore is usually quite fun. Like, during my playthrough in Elden Rings, right? There, it's kind of fun lah, because there can be people watching your playthrough, and after that, then they realize, hey, wait, there's this thing here. Then after that,
Like
then
Discovery.
yeah, there's a discovery, like maybe somebody missed it and then you found it, and then people also get excited with you. So it's like one
Yeah.
of the fun things that you can have, that you can share with people lah. Yeah.
Fair. I mean, that's the part, right? Like that's what that brings streaming up also. Like you might be like the game's the same, but the way we discover things, the way we explore and whatnot may be different, and it makes it interesting. Like, hey, wait a minute, you you explored this place? Wait, I didn't explore this place. Wait, did I miss out something here? This looks interesting. Wait, what? How did I not go here? Okay, then you end up booting up the game. You gotta go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you
but
explore yourself.
I guess it's good information sharing lah. I mean, okay, so I mean, like, since we are now at this point, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you see like how people can actually miss all these small details, even though they're all playing the same game. Although, I mean, Elden Ring doesn't have a guide. It doesn't. They don't tell you what to do. I believe games for many years right now, most of them, okay, except for Sea of Thieves, right? Most games actually tells you what to do, where to go, what do you need, right? So it's like, Elden Ring doesn't do that. They do not handhold you. They let you learn by yourself. So
True.
it's like, so like in a sense, whatever you do, right? Maybe for newer player, okay, like one thing a lot of people are actually afraid of. There's this word that gives people PTSD. It's called spoilers. But can you
Spoilers.
consider something that you find that anyone could have missed because it's not part of your, okay, it's like, because your journey is not scripted by the game developers.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rules. You can play the game however you like, and anyone could have missed this, and then you share this information. Would you consider that a spoiler?
How is that a spoiler?
Depends on the person's like we're willing to get like that information.
Yeah,
It
because
really depends on the person.
I mean,
I'm
if you
pretty
don't like the
sure,
content, just go away lah.
cause you imagine lah, sometimes people, they I know there are definitely people who don't watch Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
They don't watch any of the gameplay because they're afraid of spoilers. But can you consider all these things spoilers?
No.
Not
I mean, you
really.
can literally miss a boss.
Fair point. That's a fair point.
Wait, what if let's say those people who never played the game before or have finished and then you miss a boss, you will consider as spoilers?
Then
Or
of course not, right? You already finished the game, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe for your first playthrough, it probably makes sense a bit lah. But for people
yeah.
like me, I do not like a second playthrough.
Fair point.
So
You want to
Yeah.
discover as much as you can on the first playthrough.
yes,
Yeah.
as much as I want to find things for myself, there are times where I wonder, have I actually fully explored this area?
The area.
It may seem that I fully explored the area, but did I really? So there's one question that
You.
I asked myself last week. I played I played I played last week, and then I cleared an area of the I found an area, I cleared it, and then I'm like, did I really clear this area? Because something is very suspicious about what the NPC said. Then I went to Google it up, and I'm like, holy shit, there's actually a secret here. I thought I looked through every
Nook
corner.
and cranny.
Yeah.
I'm very, very sure that I've already checked every single corner. But it
you
just
did it.
happened that there's something there that I actually missed. I'm like, but do I consider that as spoiling myself? I don't think so lah. But to some people, it can be considered spoiling because you kind of search it up. Then it's like, oh, I know this thing is there. Then I just go there.
Yeah. Actually, there are also a form of spoilers in terms of finger messages as well.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
we mean by finger messages is players can put like letters or messages on the ground where you can read up, and it gives a bit of spoilers. I like to read them, but most of the time they're like, oh, spoilers.
Yeah, but but then there's still another perspective for that. The message could be fake.
Treasure ahead.
Oh yeah.
Then you fall into the deep abyss of nowhere. Then like, wait,
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
there was treasure ahead.
No.
Wait, what?
It's,
No.
it's try jumping.
Oh no. No, another one is fake wall ahead.
Liar ahead.
Or something like what? The finger butthole or something.
Oh, I
That
saw
one
that. I
is,
saw that.
yeah. It's just messengers, fake messengers.
Yeah,
But it's like, yeah, that's like interesting too, you know?
yeah, but it's pretty funny lah. I actually love the messages. I've okay. So during my first time playing, right, the server actually went out of maintenance, and the game feels so
Ah.
empty without the messages. You know.
Oh yeah,
Am
yeah,
I
true.
playing the game correctly? Why I said no messages?
Yeah, they're like, I'm like, no. It's like it feels very empty without messages because when you see a message, right, it sort of tell you what's gonna happen next, but at the same time, you're not very sure what's gonna happen next.
Oh yeah.
You don't know if it's a lie. Maybe at one point it says beware left. So you
Beware
are
left.
looking at your left and you move forward and then you got hit from the right side.
Yes. Earlier today I also played Elden Ring, right? They said there's something below, underneath there's a chamber. So I was like, oh okay. So I went down underneath, then say, be careful, beware. Then I like, there's a chest right there. I'm like, is this a mimic? Is this a fake chest? I get whacked. I whacked the thing there. I'm like, okay, it doesn't do anything. I'm just like, okay, let's just press now. Like trying to like brace myself for
Mimic.
like monster, but actually it's just a skill that the game asks you to take.
No, I
It's
remember
like
there was
pause.
one scenario, right? Like they put a finger note, say mimic here. Then actually open the chest, there's no mimic. Then there's another chest like very nearby to it. That's the mimic. But the note wasn't at there, it was at somewhere else. And like, this one no, maybe not mimic, right? Suddenly like God damn it. Why? Freaking mimics.
Okay. That reminds me of another one. Shadow said jumping on a per achievement. So there was a small boss area. I cleared it, and there was a message on a pole, and it was a little bit difficult to jump on the pole. So I keep jumping just to read the messages, and when I read it right, it just say congrats or like yes, I finally managed to jump this pole. Then there was a emote. It's just like this. No, like I wasted my time.
Yeah,
Nice.
I keep seeing all the message and all the weird spots.
But nice. But that's the key part of the game, right? Like, you can troll, you can actually put useful messages, you know. It's a 50-50. You can say there's spoilers, but there's maybe not spoilers. Maybe it's a troll,
Yeah.
maybe it's just random message. Try finger part hole.
Technically, right, you want to say, right, just treat it as news. Is it fake news or true news?
Nobody knows.
Hey,
Test to find out.
but there's one thing very unacceptable.
What?
Which is?
Hang on, I need to find it. So there's this one thing that they did in the game that that is so what do you call it? It feels so unethical, but it's so funny at the same time.
Huh. What is it?
What is it?
Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless.
It's the game's pun about you being maidenless all the time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a verbal attack to most gamers out here who doesn't even have a girlfriend.
Yeah, maidenless. Hi.
Hi, middleless.
God damn it. Oh shit, I should have brought it up. I'm the only one here.
Yeah, you're the only one that's maidenless though. I'm sorry.
Sorry, can't relate.
I can't relate to.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Oh.
not sorry.
The amount of people insulted though.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Actually, back to the guide part, right? Like you say that certain games actually put guides, right? I feel like certain games they didn't really guide you well. Some like Pokemon, I feel Pokemon as some particular titles, right? They don't give you hints on where to go. They're just like, oh yeah, you just need to go to the next place. Then be like, oh yes, I need to go to the next place. How? Then you have to walk up and down, left and right, and like, so where do I go? Then you have to go back and forth. Oh, there's this one NPC that I didn't talk to. Oh, okay. Then you unlock then you can unlock Pokeflute, get the Snorlax, then like, oh, so that's how I go to the next city for the gym. Wait, why wasn't I thought of that? Then
But Skylar, doesn't that mean that you're too used to too much hand holding?
no, I'm talking about Gen 1, you know, and Gen 1 was, I didn't even use guides whatsoever, it's just a lot of exploration, but it is fun. At the same time, it's very annoying if you like want to progress, then like, where is this? Where's this? Where?
But that's the
Fun part of the
that's like
game
the
as
point.
well.
That's the point of the question as well, ma. Like, how much hand holding is hand holding?
True.
How much hand holding is too much?
True.
Because apparently nowadays games they really handhold you to the point of telling you where to go.
Yeah.
They even draw the floor for you.
Draw on the floor. Like
Draw on
like,
the
you know,
floor.
a trail on the floor, right? They say like,
mhm.
you need to meet this guy. This guy is like, then it happened that this guy is probably on the other end of the island, and then they literally draw a trail or all the way from where
Waypoint,
you're
like a
standing.
waypoint to it, and like you can see the path to it as well.
Yeah,
True.
be it waypoint or you see a trail on the floor, and then it's like, okay, I'm just gonna follow. My
Check
brain is
quest
just gonna
log
shut
to
down.
find your NPC. Oh, so that's where my NPC is. Okay, I'll go optimal
the
path
compass
somewhere.
right
Okay.
there, right? Yeah.
GPS to my NPC.
So it's like even the
Quest-
quest marker, right? Say,
Mm.
oh, this guy has a quest. But what about certain games? You go to where every NPC doesn't have a marker. You have to literally talk to everyone to find out that, oh, this guy actually has a quest.
Mm.
I mean, that was what the older games used to be like. You're supposed to talk to every NPC. Like, do they give you free stuff? Do they tell you something? A guide, you know, random messages. I mean, those NPCs are practically the Elden Rings method of what's that thing called again? The finger notes.
Finger notes.
Finger notes is left by player, ma.
Yeah, players.
I mean, in a way, it's like NPCs as well, man. Like they give you lore, some they give you like not exactly information you want to care, and some like.
I mean, Elden Ring has this kind of NPC as well. I
True.
did meet an NPC who asked me to look for another NPC in another place, and then you have to find the other place yourself in order to find that NPC in that place.
Sounds fun.
So it's okay. Wow. A lot of
So
placement.
so it's like this is literally zero hand holding. They just tell you, okay,
Find
you have
person
to
B
go,
at this place where you have never been to before. Good luck.
you have to go to this
Yeah.
place. The generic direction is, let's say, north.
No.
And then
Hate
you
no.
and you have to explore everywhere that's north from that NPC just to find that one place. And then you have to search the whole place just to find that one guy who happened to be hiding in some very, very weird corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he
Uh,
sends you
I
to the east instead.
to be honest, right, I think it's just the modern age of gaming right now. There are so many years of games right now. I think they just modernize to make it simpler. Because a lot of times games have to be simple to be more fun.
I
Yeah.
guess okay, so appeal for the
Yes.
general audience, if you were to put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
If like what Scarlett said, and FP, I think that older games don't really handhold you. I want to bring up some game examples like the olden. I know you talk about Skyrim, right? But actually, the olden games like Morrowind, which is the third game in the Elder Scrolls, they don't actually tell you where there's a quest marker or everything. They literally tell you have to read through the conversation. So they list down wherever they talk, right? In the quest log. But you have to like read between the line to see where are you supposed to go. They don't really like outright tell you like, oh, go here, go there. You just say there's a this thing at this place. You have to like do that. How you say, there's a lot of like filler words in, and you have to like decipher what you're supposed to do through that conversation, like how normal person talk, right? Like to me that there's like you have to pick up essential information from what you're talking.
Hmm.
Instead, like there's like not straightforwardness, like, oh, you have to go this to do this, that kind of way.
I believe Genshin has a form of that as well at some point of their quest. Like they will just give you one whole chunk of text and you're supposed to like, decipher which one is the important information and which one is just like law and text.
Oh yeah, they do
Yeah, but it's quite
investigation.
rare lah. It's quite rare.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, they implement that, but I think at the same time, right, they try to make the game easier for casual players, but it also depends on your target audience. I don't think Elden Ring targets casual players, let's be honest. You're not gonna go in like, I could casually hit my boss and I kill the boss and yeah, fang kang for the next boss, you know? It doesn't work that way.
Actually, Elden Ring is designed for the general audience, but at the same time they also did mention that it's still a Souls game, and Souls game is not for everyone. They want to keep
So slight.
yeah, they want to keep the nature of the game, but to appeal it to a more generic audience at the same time right now by simplifying a lot of stuff, which is similar to what Monster Hunter World is when it's just released. It's not just meant for the Monster Hunter community, it's meant for the general audience. They want more people to be playing the game. Yeah, which is why they made a lot of things so much easier.
Yeah. I mean, generally, I think most games, developers don't really want a lot of people to play, sort of like very niche. I mean, you can have a niche target, but generally, you want a lot of people to play it more, like more people to play it
More people to buy
instead
into
of
the
like,
title.
yeah,
As much as you do not want to lose your current audience, so you have to keep the game true to its roots, but at the same time you have to they are trying to find ways to expose the game to more people so that people are more willing to try out their game.
Yeah, just don't screw up like certain other games like Maple Story.
Oh wow.
what? Why?
I mean, it used to be like not so. It was fun because it was hard. Then, as the game progressively gets easier because they want more people to join, they take off a lot of elements that was fun and the social aspect of it as well.
Right.
Then it becomes a very solo game, which is like, huh? What happened to you?
Oh, you mean like it's easier to level up, right, nowadays?
Last time you need to
that-
roll, like you need to spam the dice roll to get a perfect stats. Now you log in, your character just need to go through basic tutorial. You're straight out level 10 to do the job. You don't even need to kill what snails. Last time we need to kill freaking snails, blue snails, red snails, mushrooms. Now you're like, hey, here's level 10. You can play the game right now. It's
Be honest.
drastically different.
To be honest, that kind of games is actually quite draining in our current age. I think younger
Yeah.
years is okay, but
I mean, true lah, but you get what I mean. Like, it's catered to like casual players who wants to faster be done over with certain levels and whatnot. Instead of like last time, like, no, can
Tree of-
chill and play.
Tree of Savior also, like, actually.
Tree of
Tree
Savior.
of Savior. Yeah, I remember I played till level 40 when it was
40.
first released. Yeah. So I quit because of the very bad game balancing. But when I tried to go back to play a little bit more recently, apparently they kind of, I don't know, was it saturate the player level or was it I'm not too sure, but my level became 300.
What?
What?
Yeah, I was level 40. But when I logged back in, I was level 300.
That's also drastically different. What the heck?
But my gear
I
is the
think
same.
they just like change the
I think
the
over the years they are
What is
supposed to level skill with that. Okay, this is the EXP that was made for level 40. Now it's for level 300.
Yeah,
yeah.
because I remember back then when I want to level, right, I will use the EXP scroll, and then I'll be farming at the same spot for hours. But now I go into a dungeon, I clear once, then like I'm already at level 300, but I clear a dungeon and I gain a few levels. I'm like, wait,
What?
yeah, it's just weird.
Actually, that's the same for Maple's situation as well. It was so hard to level up. While now, right, with the same amount of time at EXP, right, you probably could level up like at least 2 to 3 times of your current level. Or the level last time, which is like, yeah.
Yeah. I never really liked it when numbers get too big in video games.
I think numbers are big is okay, but you have to progressively reach there and not like instantly get the amount the number, you know. That's not the joy of it.
When the number get too big, it get very irritating for me.
Fair.
Why
So
though?
it's like that. No, cause it feels okay. Like the one of the reasons I don't want to play like Maple Story, right? Is because all I see is numbers on the screen.
Right. It's not
You
flashy.
you just press one button and then the whole screen is filled with numbers. I'm like, I can't even read how much damage I'm doing.
Fair.
I want to be stereotyped.
Okay, okay.
Big damage.
I will counter that by saying, right, initially, like when you like use a sword stabby, then like the damage so small, then gradually when you see multiple damage, you're like so happy. But when you're constantly looking at the amount of damage right from the get go, it feels very
like numb.
yeah, I feel numb to it. It doesn't excite anymore, and it gets very meaningless, like what VZ say.
It feels, yeah, it doesn't. You don't feel special anymore because everyone is doing these big numbers, and there's really nothing left for comparison. What you're gonna compare like 5 million and 4 million? It's like, who knows? For maybe within the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna hit the same damage as you.
Hey, I
I
can't
must
hear
farm faster than you.
I don't know how to reach the same damage. Maybe I should just cast one spell or just like chuck some potion. Tada! I also do same damage already. Haha.
Yeah. So this is actually one thing that I really like when Final Fantasy decided to cram in all the stats. So basically every class, everyone's stats get compressed. I don't know if that's a right word for it. So it's like back then, before we went like before, what's it? Endbringer? Which no. Endwalker.
Endwalker.
Okay.
Yeah, so before Endwalker, right? Maybe your HP is like what? 50k, 80k.
Mm-hmm.
When the expansion release, you come back, right? Then you see your health is like 8k.
Wait, what?
I forgot the exact number, but that's what they did. They literally cut down. So like back then you feel like, oh god, when you're a tank. It's like, nothing's gonna kill me. And now you go inside every dungeon and you're like, oh my god, is that guy gonna kill me?
But that's drastically a very big difference also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
right. Right.
yeah, but it makes it
More
so
fun.
much interesting, It's like back then because it's reached a point where it's gotten a bit stale already because your stats are so bloated, right? Everyone is so
Mhm.
strong, so tanky. You can do tons of damage in such a short span of time, and suddenly everyone just became weak. And then
Or
the
like debuff.
challenge suddenly came back. Oh, 250k to 50k. See, with this example is even worse.
I believe that's not just FF, right? I believe WoW also have the same kind of thing, right? Where like every time you release a new expansion, your leveling everything gets scaled down. Then everything is like very
That's
different
true.
again.
That one I'm not sure lah, but that when FF did that, it actually
Feels
it
more
actually make all
refreshed.
it feels more refreshed because the fights are no longer that uh smooth sailing, or rather
Yes.
it's not like so straightforward anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
so, and it really makes you want to think more instead of like, oh, I'm just gonna pull everything. But of course, now that we all got our gears, everything we're back the same state of pulling everything lah. But at least when the new expansion came out, right? Every like every dungeon they do at the start, it feels like a challenge. So yeah, I actually like this kind of changes a lot. Rather than seeing all the big numbers all the time and then like maybe you see a few million and then the health drop not even 1%, and you'll be thinking like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, we're like,
No,
this is
but
boring, and then just like
yeah,
sleep.
that's like my own POV lah. Like I don't want to see 1 million damage and then after that the HP bar barely moves. It's like it just doesn't make sense. Well, how much HP does this guy have? 1 billion. So you're telling me that at one point of time I'm killing things with 10 damage, and then right now I'm dealing 1 million damage and I still can't do anything.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. Oh, if you take away the numbers, right? Like, let's say you take away numbers and you just feel the health bar, will you feel the same, or you just the numbers make you think it's like pathetic?
Honestly speaking, I would say if I don't see the numbers, I don't mind.
I want to at
Yeah.
least see the health bar.
Yeah.
It's like Monster Hunter, right? I believe a lot of people who play the PC, there are some people who play the PC version. They will mod in like
HP
health
bar.
bars and stuff, so they know how much
Mm.
damage the monster is taking.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like it it just ruins the whole aesthetic of the game because the whole the whole point of Monster Hunter, at least before World, right, where you don't see how much damage you deal and stuff, you literally have to figure out your builds and stuff by feel, right? So it's like,
Intuition
yeah,
and
now
stuff,
now
right?
now you can see how much damage you're dealing. That is one thing I don't really like already. But if you are able to add in like health bar inside, right, I think it's just gonna ruin the entirety of the game because by right you're supposed to gauge how weak the monster is by their movements. It's actually all part of the game already. But
Hmm.
I don't really but yeah, like if I don't see the number, right, if I know that the damage is 85%, I can at least gauge how
How long
much
or like how much damage you need to
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I just need to know how long I need to kill this thing.
Same. That's the one thing
Uh,
that I never I don't understand about Monhan. I'm like, I don't mind not knowing my damage nor the monster's exact HP. I just want to know how long I need to do this or this whole entire period. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need half an hour to fight this boss. Okay, I'm fine with that if you tell
Yeah.
me I need to do it in half an hour.
actually,
Because
I don't know, because for Monster Hunter, I don't really want to see the HP bar as well.
Hmm.
Because their movement will tell you
preference.
they will give
The
you a rough
stage,
estimate
right?
how weak they are
Yeah.
already.
Fair point. I think it
Uh,
differs in games lah.
yeah, this depends on different games. Because Monster Hunter itself, right, their HP is broken up into different parts. So they have a main HP, and then they have
Mhm.
they have HP on their claws, they have HP on their tail, they have HP on their head. So when the different parts the HP reach 0, you experience things like broken claws, a broken tail, or a broken face. And based on these different parts that are broken, right? You can roughly estimate how hurt they are already. And then their attack pattern will also change due to the loss of certain features. Like if a Tigrex lost his claw, when they charge at you, there's a chance that it will topple over.
Oh yeah, that kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So for Monster Hunter, this is a special exception where I don't want to see the HP bar at all. I just, because by visually, right, even before the claw breaks, you can tell that it's about to break.
Fair. That's a fair point. I mean, if the mechanics base is based around that, then yes, correct. I don't think there should be a HP bar lah. Okay, now you put it that way, I don't want HP bar anymore.
Yeah. But if you're talking about like MMORPG, right? Of course, MMORPG is a game that is built a lot based on math. If you want to go fully into it, it's definitely a math-based game. You want to min-max numbers, right? So, but then if you go to action games like or hack and slash, I don't want to see numbers. Yeah, I really don't want to see numbers. At least I don't want to see the enemy HP. Or if I have a big number, make sure that big number really tallies with how much damage is being done.
To me, I don't mind numbers, but the moment when there's a lot of enemies, okay, like, I'll give an example of Vampire Survivor, right? There's so many enemies around you, and it's like just normal mobs, right? They will keep killing, right? They will show the numbers. Sooner or later, right? I don't really care about numbers. I just want to see the health bar drop.
I don't even want to see a health bar drop. I just want to see it
turn off the
disappear.
numbers. Yeah, I just disable it because there's no point. I know I'm gonna get stronger and stronger next time.
Like in that sense, right? Like Vampire Survivors is the kind of game, right? Maybe for the first 5 minutes, I just want to see what is the HP of the mob, so I know how many hits I need to kill. I will get it killed. But after a while, I'm like, I just want you dead. I don't even care.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna die. I just want to know how long you're gonna die. When you reach like 50 minutes, beyond that, you have better equipment. You'll be like, okay, so when are you dying?
True.
Those numbers don't even matter anymore. It's like, say for Genshin, initially like, okay, I just want to see how long I need to fight you. After a while, I'm like, okay, I know how long I'm gonna take to fight you is fine. I'll just slowly take my time to kill you instead.
Actually, I don't know first, but for me, Genshin is a bit different. Okay, like I don't really care about the numbers as usual, but it's a game where a drawn out fight would actually be bad for you instead of being good for you.
Fair point.
So usually you want to kill it as soon as possible.
Okay, I think I get why.
Yeah.
Also, another aspect of health bar, right? When you see the health bar is 1%, right? You cannot make like unreasonable greediness just to end it, and you just like screw you over.
Yes,
like,
I agree with that.
I mean, Souls, yeah. So that's why the health bar is like
50,
you can like this or you cannot like this as well.
I think
it's like also beat you for that 1 HP.
I think it heavily depends on games and what was the entire basis
Context,
of how the
right?
game is like what FP mentioned about Monhan, right? If that's how Monhan is, then then don't ever touch HP bar. Don't care about HP bar. Don't ever want it to have a HP bar, right? But games like maybe let's say Genshin or any kind of break boss, right? Of course you want to see a HP bar drop, right? You want to see like, no HP bar. Where am I supposed to play half an hour? You don't even know. Yeah, like, how far is it that then suddenly you just change face? Imagine there's no HP bar, then you just suddenly change face and like, huh? What? Where's the threshold for the change of face? Wait, what? How? Why? You don't even know. You will never know until you keep working out the same thing. Like, or maybe if I put Klee Bomb here, then it suddenly will change face. Wait, what? Then no Klee Bomb, how? Cannot be, right? Yeah, so HP bar matters to certain games lah, not everything.
I mean, I think FP is raiding in Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy, right?
Yes.
Okay. For MMO raids, the HP bar actually does matter a lot.
Yeah.
Because
Imagine you cannot see, right?
Wait,
I
wait,
mean,
it changed face already. Wait, what?
okay, because it's one thing that I learned because back then when on our old Minecraft server we were actually trying to design a MMO style boss. Yeah,
Mhm.
so a custom boss in Minecraft. But so this is one thing that we realize about MMORPG boss designs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The HP bars are so important because at certain percentage they will do something which is quote unquote unexpected. Well, probably to the blind player you'll get a surprise, but as the fight goes on, not like the more you try to do the harder contents, right? Knowing the percentage of health left from the boss will kind of change your decision in what you want to do afterwards. Maybe you want to take it slow and then you save your burst later on when okay, like for example, some bosses get staggered or weakened at a certain HP percentage, and then you want to save your burst damage for that point of time. Or maybe you
Yeah.
at certain percentage you know that they're going to do a very hard hitting skill, and then everyone start to play a little bit more defensive. So HP bar actually matters for this kind of game.
True,
Yeah,
true.
that's
Ah.
true.
And then for the other examples that Mozi actually brought up earlier, like making bad decisions. So it's like maybe you're fighting multiple enemies. You see one guy with a low HP bar and you want to try to kill him. It can go both way. One is that you manage to kill him and then you lighten the load for everyone. Another one is that you just run out and die. And it doesn't even apply to like normal games, even PvP games, right? I was just playing Apex earlier. I was using this legend called Seer. So I have an ability which will reveal the enemy's location and how much health they have.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this guy with 1 dot of HP. I went after him. I died.
Oh, not only that, I'm pretty
Yeah.
certain on Monday when you're playing Elden Ring, there were 2 times in 2 different fights you did that also. Like, you want to gamble, like, okay, he has so little HP. I want to gamble, I don't take potion. I can kill him within this one hit or not. Dies.
Yes. So it's like, I know the boss is left with 1 HP. And then it just makes me more anxious. It's like, oh my god, I can just kill him 1 more hit. I'm just gonna hit him.
Like, if I drag it out,
Yeah.
if I drag it out, I might die. If I kill him right here, right now, then he's
Then
dead.
it's over. And then it just happened that my animation is slower than the boss and I died.
And he's like, 1 hit
Yeah.
away. So.
1 hit! 1 hit! Yeah,
Then
it
like-
also gets you a little bit more excited. And even your dodging timing also screws up because you got your heart rate changed. And then you get more excited and it's like, oh my god, and then you press a little bit too more early and then you just die.
You're like, oh no, time to reset.
I want to say, like, you'll be more careful the next time you see him low HP. Like, okay, I'm not gonna rush you this time.
And on the other
And then
side
you
of the
wasting.
spectrum, one more side of the spectrum, if you see yourself at 1 health, suddenly you're playing like a god.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair.
Oh
fair.
yeah.
Cause it's like all for all or nothing. Right? You know what? I'm just gonna go all out. I'm gonna die anyway. Or, why not?
Yeah, but suddenly at that point of time, like because your health is so low, right? Your instincts just turn you into a full focus machine, and then you just dodge everything and land every single hit that you're about to dish out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what happened. This is one experience I had with God 4. Right. So apparently I find myself extremely terrible at the game. But one thing for sure that I found out is that every time when I fight a boss, right, I keep taking hits until I'm 1 strike away from death, and then I just kill the boss afterwards.
Actually, I will tell you one game right, that does execute this extremely well. Hades. Because because you never actually die, they'll always give you that 1 last drop of HP. Where you're like, okay, it's either you do it or you die. There's only one way.
Oh yes.
That's like second win.
Yeah, it's your last second minute. It's like,
yeah.
it's either you be careful here and you become god mode or focus mode. If not, you're dead. There's only one way out.
Yeah, but technically you don't need this kind of mechanics to experience this lah.
True lah, but some games actually do this like last like second win kind of thing.
But I think it does give you a bigger impact as well, I guess. So it's like when you're down in Borderlands, you have the choice of killing somebody and getting a second win.
Yeah, then.
But I feel like the second win is a bit different from most other games. Second win, like most other like you are still with this life. They only have one life, but you are like at your final chance with this one life. As opposed to you are down, you just kill someone else, back up again.
Yeah, it's a different kind of second win, I guess.
Yeah, I mean Borderlands 2 Borderlands second win is fun, but I feel like those really gives you like maybe what's that Max Payne and Hades, their
Max
second
Payne.
wins yeah, like you don't die, you have last minute like 1 HP left kind of instance where it's really a do or die kind of concept, where it's either you survive until you can get heals or well go back to the previous point, whichever it is.
I see.
Yes.
Yes. Also, shall we wrap up?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, it's just nice 2 hours.
We like digress so much. We wanted to stick to one topic, and now it just went off like multiple.
Yeah.
But it's fun to talk about games, like different kind of games. If you like know this like old games and now games you compare, it's like parents, you know.
Yeah.
Being parents, like
I-
comparing the child.
I guess in this way, actually there was another topic that we are supposed to bring up today. I think we can put it as a full topic for the next show, I guess.
Fair
Oh.
point.
Fair point.
You guys want to review it or you want to keep it for
Why not you review it? Haha, keep
Yeah,
it.
why not you will?
Risk versus
I know
reward,
what
that's
you're talking
true.
about.
this title was actually meant for today's show as well, but due to how much we digress,
Oops.
the topic will be successor to older titles.
Alright.
Oh.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So while not right now we are talking about how different kind of games and how it worked out, especially right now Elden Ring, based on
Mhm.
how much like the design of the game that makes it so good, right? And then it can be brought back as well on the next show. But that's
I
gonna be next
mean,
month.
yeah.
Successor to older titles, Elden Ring is definitely one of them. And
Yeah.
of course, we have a few other titles in mind. So, yeah, if you guys are interested, remember to drop back.
Give us a follow, come back and visit us the next month. Or you can check out our
Yeah.
show next week with, again, For Nature as our guest host.
Yes, fun.
Fun is back again. Fun!
Not Sean.
No. You must say we are going to talk about Star Citizen or building
Oh
simulators.
no.
Then the phone will come out
Stop
already.
right there.
They just summon
right
fortune.
Criminal scum.
But yes. So, you
Hmm.
guest host. No, our guest will be For Nature again for this
Mhm.
month. And
Dyson
will be
Spear.
hosted by both Mozides and myself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
No.
Nah. We should save our topics for next time, you know. If not, we're gonna
Yeah,
run out of
that's
topics
right.
very fast with the way we keep talking.
There's
Yeah.
so many things right now to talk about.
Yeah.
There's always unlimited things to talk about. I mean, I think generally the next topic itself, right? We can talk about it for hours.
True. By the way, have you tried KFC durian mochi?
What?
What?
What? Wait.
The-
KFC durian mochi. Wait. KFC
Yeah,
durian
Korean
ball mochi.
Yeah, durian mochi. I want to try it. I already ate that now. Now it's like literally waiting in the outside.
Food Panda.
Link? I mean, you just
Link?
Google KFC durian mochi. It's right there. Oh crap!
Give me a while. Wait. Okay.
Alright, I'll just give you a
We
mothership.
end the show. So Okay, so do remember
Alright,
check
keep
it.
going.
Yes,
Oh my
do.
god.
God damn it.
Just-
Okay.
I just like give you a side.
Do remember to
Alright.
check everyone out. Do check Final Fantasia, who's streaming Sundays and Mondays. Musi Des whenever he can stream. He'll probably stream more Elden Ring and with his weird character creation. Holy shit, his character's ugly AF. I cannot. And then also there's me, Salamidi. And this is the game's expedition. Space out.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Now I want to fix my green screen.